Few names echo through history with such a chilling resonance as Dracula, the stuff of nightmares, a name whispered in hushed tones around campfires. He is the ultimate vampire, a creature of darkness who preys on the living, forever thirsty for blood. Images flood our minds, a shadowy figure with piercing eyes, fangs bared, a long black cape billowing behind him. Generations have thrilled to stories of his exploits, both in books and on the silver screen. But what is the true story behind this legendary figure? To understand the man behind the monster, we must journey back to 15th century Eastern Europe, a world far removed from our own. This was a time of constant conflict, where kingdoms rose and fell, and power was often seized through brutal means. Vlad's Wallachia was a small principality caught between two powerful empires, the Ottoman Turks to the south and the Kingdom of Hungary to the north. Caught in this perilous geopolitical game, Vlad's life was one of constant struggle. His father, Vlad II, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order dedicated to defending Christendom from the Ottoman threat. It was from this order that Vlad III earned his name, Dracula, meaning son of the dragon in Romanian. Vlad's early life was marked by tragedy and uncertainty. He and his younger brother Radu were taken hostage by the Ottomans as children, a common practice in the region to ensure the loyalty of vassal states. While Radu adapted to life in the Ottoman court, even converting to Islam, Vlad remained defiant. His experiences during this time, witnessing the brutality and ruthlessness of the Ottoman Empire, would have a profound impact on him. These formative years shaped Vlad's worldview and his approach to leadership. He emerged from captivity hardened and determined to protect his homeland from any threat, no matter the cost. This is the story of Vlad Dracula, the man who inspired the legend. We will delve into the history books, sift through the myths, and uncover the truth behind the tales. We will explore his brutal reign, his military cunning, and his unwavering determination to defend his people. We will examine the political landscape of 15th century Wallachia and the challenges Vlad faced as a ruler. We will separate fact from fiction, exploring the historical evidence behind the stories of impalement and cruelty, and we will discover how a regional ruler, largely forgotten by history, became the inspiration for one of the most enduring figures in literature and popular culture. This is a journey into the heart of a dark and turbulent period of history. Join us as we unravel the real story of Vlad Dracula, the man behind the legend. Vlad III was born in the ancient citadel of Sighisoara, Transylvania, in the winter of 1431. Today, Sighisoara stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, its colorful medieval houses and imposing clock tower a testament to a rich past. The town, perched on a hilltop and encircled by fortified walls, was a major center of trade and culture. Vlad's father, Vlad II, was a voivode or prince of Wallachia. Vlad's mother, Kneadna, was a noblewoman of Moldavian descent. Vlad's childhood was one of preparation for the responsibilities that awaited him. In 1431, the same year Vlad was born, his father joined the Order of the Dragon, a prestigious chivalric order founded by the King of Hungary. The order's purpose was to defend Christendom against the Ottoman Empire. Its symbol, a dragon with wings spread, embodied the order's fierce determination. Vlad III earned his infamous surname, Dracula, meaning son of the dragon. The year 1442 brought about a dramatic turn of events that would forever alter the course of Vlad's life. The Ottoman Sultan, Murad II, demanded that Vlad II send his two sons, Vlad and Radu, to the Ottoman court as guarantees of his loyalty. This practice, while seemingly cruel, was common in the region at the time. It was a way for powerful empires to keep their vassal states in check and to ensure their compliance. For Vlad, then 11 years old, this was a terrifying ordeal. He and his younger brother were torn from their family and their homeland and taken to a foreign land with strange customs and an unfamiliar language. Held captive in the Sultan's palace, they were treated with a strange mixture of luxury and confinement. They received an education in philosophy, science, and the arts of war, but they were also constantly reminded of their precarious position as hostages. While Radu, Vlad's younger brother, adapted to life in the Ottoman court, even converting to Islam, Vlad remained defiant. He witnessed firsthand the might and ruthlessness of the Ottoman Empire, but he also saw its inner workings, its strengths and weaknesses. This period of captivity had a profound effect on Vlad, hardening his resolve and shaping his worldview. He learned to trust no one, to rely on his own cunning, and to use any means necessary to survive. The years Vlad spent as a captive in the Ottoman court were not wasted. He received a rigorous education. He learned the art of war firsthand. Skilled in horsemanship, swordsmanship, and archery, Vlad honed his mind into a weapon. The Ottoman court was a brutal training ground. He emerged hardened, resourceful, and ruthless, ready to claim his birthright and rule with an iron fist. In 1448, opportunity arose from the ashes of tragedy. Vlad's father and brother were assassinated, leaving a power vacuum in Wallachia. The Ottomans supported Vladislav II, a rival nobleman. 17-year-old Vlad, hardened by captivity, saw his chance to reclaim his birthright. With Hungarian support, Vlad launched a daring campaign. His years in the Ottoman court taught him the art of war. Vlad used surprise attacks and psychological warfare. His advance was swift and brutal. He targeted Vladislav II's supporters with merciless punishment. After decisive victories, Vlad reached Targoviste. Vlad entered in triumph, claiming the throne. Vlad's ascension to the throne did not bring peace to Wallachia. His reign was marked by constant challenges, both internal and external. The boyars had a long history of intrigue and rebellion. Vlad knew he could not trust them. He needed to consolidate his power. Vlad embarked on a campaign of ruthless consolidation. He replaced unreliable boyars with loyal followers. This created a new class of nobles dependent on Vlad's favor. His methods were brutal and unforgiving. He saw treachery everywhere and punished it severely. Impalement became his preferred method of dealing with enemies. Rows of impaled bodies became a chilling symbol of Vlad's rule. Vlad's use of impalement was not merely an act of barbarity. It was a calculated strategy designed to inspire terror and deter opposition. He believed that the sheer brutality of the punishment would serve as a powerful deterrent, preventing further rebellion and ensuring the stability of his rule. The process of impalement was as gruesome as it was methodical. Victims were impaled on sharpened wooden stakes, often while still alive. The stakes were then raised upright, leaving the victims to die a slow and agonizing death. The height of the stake and the manner in which it was inserted were often varied, prolonging the suffering and adding to the horror. Vlad's justice, as he saw it, was swift and absolute. He targeted anyone who threatened his rule regardless of their social standing. Boyars who dared to defy him met the same fate as common criminals. Foreign merchants caught engaging in dishonest practices were impaled alongside thieves and murderers. Vlad's message was clear. In Wallachia, his word was law, and disobedience, regardless of its form, would be punished with the utmost severity. While historians debate the exact number of Vlad's victims, some accounts claim that tens of thousands perished by his order. These mass impalements, while undoubtedly horrific, served a strategic purpose. They instilled terror in the hearts of his enemies, both within Wallachia and beyond its borders. Defiance against the Ottomans. Vlad's reign coincided with the aggressive expansion of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans, under Sultan Mehmed II, conquered Constantinople in 1453. They then turned their attention to the Balkan Peninsula, threatening Wallachia's independence. Vlad, having experienced Ottoman ruthlessness firsthand, refused to bow to Mehmed's demands. He vowed to defend his homeland, choosing defiance over submission. This stance made him a legend, but also sealed his fate. A reign of terror and order. Vlad's reign was a paradox, a brutal tapestry woven from threads of terror and order. He was a ruthless tyrant who impaled his enemies without mercy, but also a devout Christian who defended his people's faith. His mass impalements and scorched earth tactics left an indelible mark on the Wallachian psyche. Vlad's story evolved into a cautionary tale, inspiring Bram Stoker's Dracula. The Night of the Stakes. In 1462, facing a massive Ottoman invasion, Vlad resorted to psychological warfare. Mehmed's army encountered a vast field of impaled victims, a macabre testament to Vlad's ruthlessness. The sight reportedly stunned even the battle-hardened Ottoman soldiers. The sheer scale of the carnage gave Sultan Mehmed pause. Vlad's use of impalement extended beyond isolated events. Travelers brought back tales of forests transformed into macabre gardens of death. These forests served as deterrents against invasion and warnings to potential rebels. The psychological impact instilled deep fear and obedience within Wallachia. Vlad's reign, though marked by terror, brought relative stability and order. During a feast, Vlad suspected treachery among his boyars. As they pledged their loyalty, Vlad revealed a bowl filled with the severed heads of their families. The boyars, horrified, realized the consequences of betrayal. Vlad calmly continued his meal, making his point in the most chilling way imaginable. Vlad was a shrewd ruler who understood the power of fear. His use of terror was methodical and targeted, crushing opposition before it could materialize. His reign, though marked by terror, brought stability and prosperity to Wallachia. He strengthened the central government and defended his people against foreign invasion. Vlad's cruelty must be weighed against his achievements in unifying his principality. Vlad's reign of terror came at a heavy price. His ruthlessness alienated many, contributing to his downfall. In 1476, facing a renewed Ottoman invasion, Vlad met his end. His head was displayed on a stake in Constantinople as a trophy of war. Vlad's legacy is a paradox of terror and order, cruelty and piety. News of Vlad's deeds spread like wildfire. Tales of his cruelty became the stuff of legend, often exaggerated for dramatic effect. Rumors of his vampiric tendencies fueled his monstrous reputation. These stories justified his enemies' actions against him. Vlad Dracula became synonymous with darkness and evil. The advent of the printing press allowed for mass dissemination of Vlad's atrocities. Pamphlets and woodcuts depicted his cruelty in graphic detail. These works shaped his posthumous reputation, emphasizing his cruelty. Vlad became a byword for tyranny and the dangers of unchecked power. His name became synonymous with darkness and evil. Separating fact from fiction about Vlad Dracula is daunting. Contemporary accounts offer glimpses of a more complex figure. Vlad's methods, while extreme, were not out of step with his era. Historians must reconcile the historical Vlad with the monstrous figure of legend. It requires careful examination of sources and a critical eye for bias. Vlad Dracula's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of myth. His name continues to evoke fear, fascination, and morbid curiosity. Bram Stoker drew inspiration from Vlad's reputation for cruelty. Vlad's story serves as a cautionary tale and highlights the complexities of history. Bram Stoker's imagination was captivated by Vlad Dracula. Stoker's interest in the macabre grew during his time at Trinity College. In 1890, he encountered the name Dracula while researching folklore. The name and its imagery captivated Stoker's imagination. He devoured information about Vlad, blending history and legend. Stoker drew inspiration from a wide range of sources. He researched vampire myths and legends from various cultures. Stoker's Dracula was a complex and alluring figure, a master of seduction. He embodied both the allure and the danger of the unknown. The Victorian era's dark imagination. Stoker's Dracula, published in 1897, was a product of its time, reflecting the anxieties and fascinations of the Victorian era. The late 19th century was a time of rapid social and technological change, a period marked by both progress and unease. The Victorian era witnessed the rise of industrialization, urbanization, and scientific advancement, but it was also a time of rigid social mores, repressed desires, and a growing fear of the unknown. The British Empire, at the height of its power, faced challenges from within and abroad, fueling a sense of anxiety and uncertainty. Stoker's novel tapped into these anxieties, exploring themes of sexuality, transgression, and the fear of the other. Dracula, a foreigner who threatened the stability of Victorian society, represented the anxieties of an empire grappling with its own mortality. The novel's themes of blood, disease, and the undead resonated with a society grappling with outbreaks of cholera and tuberculosis. Dracula, a creature who spread his curse through a bite, embodied the fears of contamination and the fragility of human life. A Transylvanian icon from prince to undying count. Bram Stoker never visited Transylvania, the historical region that served as the backdrop for his iconic novel. Yet, through his meticulous research and vivid imagination, he transformed this remote corner of Eastern Europe into a land of Gothic horror, forever associated with his fictional creation. Stoker drew on travelogues, history books, and folklore to create a vivid and atmospheric portrayal of Transylvania, emphasizing its rugged landscape, its medieval castles, and its air of mystery and superstition. He populated this world with superstitious peasants, eccentric nobles, and of course, the bloodthirsty Count Dracula. While Stoker's Transylvania was a product of both research and imagination, it captured the public's imagination and cemented the region's association with vampires and Gothic horror. Today, tourists flock to Transylvania, eager to visit the castles and villages said to have inspired Stoker's novel, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Vlad Dracula, the historical figure, has been overshadowed by his fictional counterpart. He is remembered not as the defender of Wallachia, but as the inspiration for the world's most famous vampire. His name, once a symbol of his lineage and his struggle against the Ottoman Empire, is now synonymous with darkness, bloodlust, and the eternal allure of the undead. A legacy forged in blood. Vlad Dracula's story is a tapestry woven from history, legend, and folklore. A product of a brutal age, his methods were not out of sync with the 15th century's realities. He fought tirelessly to defend his homeland from the Ottoman Empire, yet his name evokes a visceral reaction, linked with impalement. Tales of his brutality painted him as a monster, a bloodthirsty tyrant. Vlad Dracula's story reminds us that history is rarely black and white. From history to horror icon. Centuries after his death, Vlad Dracula's name took on a life of its own, transcending the realm of history to become something far more enduring, a horror icon. Bram Stoker, drawing inspiration from the whispers of Vlad's brutality and the Gothic allure of Transylvania, transformed the historical figure into the world's most famous vampire, Count Dracula. Stoker's Dracula, a novel published in 1897, tapped into the Victorian era's anxieties and fascinations, exploring themes of sexuality, transgression, and the fear of the other. Dracula, a creature of the night who preyed on the innocent, embodied the era's fears of the unknown, of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of polite society. The novel was an instant success, spawning countless adaptations, reinterpretations, and imitations. Dracula, the suave, seductive, and utterly ruthless vampire, became a fixture in literature, film, and popular culture, his image endlessly recycled and reimagined for new generations. Vlad Dracula, the historical figure, may be largely forgotten, his story lost in the mists of time. But Count Dracula, the vampire he inspired, continues to captivate and terrify, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and our enduring fascination with the monsters we create. Unraveling more untold pasts. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Vlad Dracula's story. We've delved into the history books, sifted through the myths, and unearthed the man behind the monster. We've explored his brutal reign, his military cunning, and the complex legacy he left behind. But the past is a vast and mysterious landscape, filled with countless untold stories waiting to be discovered. If you're as fascinated by history's hidden corners and enigmatic figures as we are, we invite you to join us on future journeys into the past. Subscribe to Untold Pasts, like this video, and ring the bell so you won't miss a single episode. Together, we'll continue to unravel the mysteries of bygone eras, exploring the lives of those who came before us, the choices they made, and the indelible mark they left on the world we know today.